good afternoon, everybody. We are in London. Say hello to everybody from London. This is Jing
and this is Ewan. We are back for another episode of our Green Tea podcast. It has been a while since the last time we recorded. I think it was 6 months ago. But we are back, and this time it's going to be better than ever. We're not going to stray into random topics because today we are going to talk about one thing and one thing only. That is freedom.
Before you say we're better than ever, I think it's not up to us to say we're better than ever. It's up to our audience.
Yes,
This is a very lovely mother and son talk because both of us are like chatting, and we haven't found anyone we can not stop chatting with. So
we chat with the internet instead.
Yes. So today the topic is
freedom.
Yeah. Who chose this topic?
It was actually Daddy. He chose the topic.
Yeah.
Freedom is very interesting.
Yes.
Because it's more than just being free.
And the freedom is relevant word.
It is very relevant and relative today.
Yeah, relative. Because there's not pure freedom.
Yeah.
Freedom is 相对的词 like you only have I don't think there's anywhere have a pure freedom.
Yeah. No, because freedom is one of those things, like you cannot have anything that's 100% beautiful or anything that's 100% good or bad. Freedom is one of these non-constant things that change. It's ever changing.
I don't know. There's a saying saying life is precious, love is better.
Yes.
生命诚可贵，爱情价值更高。Love is more pricey, but for freedom, you can give up both of them.
So freedom is above love and life.
Yes, there's a saying in Chinese. 自由诚可贵，爱情价更高。若为生命诚可贵，爱情价更高。若为自由故，两者皆可抛。That's how important freedom is.
But it's not just something you say, it's true. Many people have died for freedom, for other people's freedom, for their own freedom, for their grandchildren and great-grandchildren's freedom. Freedom is so powerful, it can drive people into war and peace.
Yeah, but I would like to ask you, have you ever feel like you don't have freedom during your grow up?
I mean,
ever.
When you're not an adult, you're not necessarily free, but I mean, you're never free because you're still a child. So, can you elaborate on that?
Because when I ask this question, I'm thinking about myself. Like, there's any moment I feel I don't have freedom.
So moments where you feel that I don't have freedom. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Of course, there are the obvious things like when you're at school or in a test, but also when you have an idea. Let's say that this is not a true example. It's just it's a case study for something else. Let's say I'm writing a book, but I've run out of ideas. I feel like I'm sometimes trapped by those ideas, and I'm not free to do anything else. So that's another case. What about you?
I don't think rules make you feel no freedom because we need rules.
Yeah.
When I was a student, I never feel I don't have freedom because I know I have to follow a lot of rules at school. That's the whole point, to go to school. But there are some moments I don't feel like I have freedom. For example, COVID. We can't go out.
Yeah.
And there's the moment I feel I don't have freedom is actually I I find out I have to go back to China to apply for my spouse visa. When you and China already in England, already at school, so I have to separate 3 months from you too. At that moment, I feel like I'm really restricted.
But at the end of the day, that's because of rules.
Yes, but that rules makes me feel like I don't have freedom because I think I have every right to stay with my children as a mother. Yeah, so I feel like the right being a mother has been taken away. That's the moment I feel I don't have freedom.
So that's a certain moment.
Yes, because they don't allow me to apply visa in England. Yeah. So and the people criticize, as a Chinese, people always criticize, China has no freedom.
China has no freedom. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're about to get into that conversation. Yeah. Quick disclaimer. It is slightly political. The things that we say is not an attack to anybody. We appreciate all political views from across the spectrum and feel free to give your opinions on the stance. So what do you feel about freedom in China?
As a Chinese, I actually never feel like I don't have freedom. Like to say anything I'm not allowed to say because most of the time I'm quite happy with my life.
Oh, so you're content enough that you don't need
to complain
to complain or to protest, which is slightly restricted in some places.
I never feel like probably I didn't realize I have that opportunity. For example, when I moved to England, I can vote.
Yeah, you can vote.
But in China, I don't think there's a need for vote. I didn't realize I should have that opportunity. I don't feel like I'm entitled to have that right.
Yeah.
That makes me feel, not freedom. That doesn't make me feel freedom because
it doesn't make you free.
My knowledge of this world is quite limited.
Yeah. So then you get the question: if you didn't know what voting was and you thought all the decisions were made by the government and the government's doing an okay job, do you need freedom?
Yeah.
In that case,
that's the whole point.
Is freedom necessary?
As I said, depends on how you look, how you define what freedom is.
Okay. So in this case, I'm going to define freedom into two places: socially and politically. Politically is freedom given to you by the government, the establishment, the state, the legal system, and socially is the freedom given to you by other people.
I actually feel less freedom when I'm in England because there are a lot of social pressure.
Social pressures, okay.
Yeah. For example, we don't always say thank you, sorry in China. And I realized when I didn't say thank you all the time, people will criticize me being rude.
And that is a way, but is that freedom?
Yeah, I don't. I just feel if I don't do something, I will be judged.
So you don't feel like you have the freedom of complete expression?
I don't have freedom to do things in my own way.
Okay.
I mean, if I behave like Chinese, I don't feel like I will be accepted by most of the people here. I have to speak and acting the same way as people from here.
Yeah.
And more importantly, more interestingly is like, I have to behave like my peers. For example, you go to a private school. If you don't behave like a private school, I think it's very interesting. The people from, surrounding me in a certain class has to behave.
They're not free way. To behave like with themselves.
Even the way you speak, you have to speak like them, be one of them. That's why I don't feel like I have freedom to be different.
Okay. And that's
a social.
That is a social aspect of freedom in the UK.
Yeah.
And it's not just towards foreigners. It's towards people with different religions,
Yes.
people with different viewpoints, sexualities, all of that. And
I can feel here when you start to speaking to people will smell you first to see if you are one of them. I got this feeling.
you get this feeling. So you don't feel you get freedom by the people that surround you.
And social pressure,
By
I would
social-
say.
So the social pressure is so much that you don't feel you're free.
For example, I have to speak like them. Even I tried, I wouldn't accept it. I just don't feel like they want to accept me. They're happy to make friends with people coming from totally different backgrounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you think, I understand now.
And in China, I feel more free to make friends with
With
all sorts of
all
people.
sorts of people, different class,
Yeah,
different ethnic
different
group,
job,
different jobs. But also there is a lot of immigration in this country, and that's a fact. We're not going to go in if it's good or bad. It's a fact. There is so you'd think that this country would be more open to accepting.
Yeah,
the
I think that's
customs of
another
other people.
yeah, that is a phrase I would say, but it's not free for Chinese, only for certain countries. You can hardly see many Chinese immigrants.
Yeah, no, but
Very, very small amount.
no, but if you go to certain places, there's a high density of Chinese.
I know, but like you have lots of immigrants from India
Yes.
because of the India is UK's.
Disclaimer: we're not saying there's anything wrong with it.
Yeah, but yeah, but compared with China, we don't have so much.
We don't
immigrants.
have. Okay.
Yeah, you can say it's less free.
So you think that there'd be less social pressure to act like yourself in front of other people because of all the immigration, because of all of that, and because this country is very diverse. You'd think that, but it's not necessarily true. Do you think there are any social pressures in China? Any?
Less.
Much less. Okay.
You can fight, you can swearing.
In public.
You don't have to queue. You can jump the queue and people
Can
fight
jump
each
the
other,
queue and
swearing at
people-
each other, beep each other,
Beep each other.
and then they will go.
I mean, I don't know if it's just a small town thing, but I find the driving is very extreme in China. Yeah, I think there's a bit too much freedom on the roads, in my opinion.
Yes, you're right, I agree.
It's quite scary when you're in, and the thing is, people aren't obliged to wear seatbelts on the back.
Yeah.
It's slightly scary, but I mean that's the way they live.
Do you
there.
think that's a sort of freedom? Freedom can
It
be a
is
bad
freedom,
word.
but I think exactly.
Freedom
Too
can
much
be-
freedom could be bad.
Yeah.
Freedom can turn into anarchy. Anarchy can turn into chaos.
Yeah.
I think that's an example of too much freedom. Okay.
I think that there's too much freedom in England.
Political or social?
Political or in certain area.
Such as how?
Such as, they allow people who claim they are, a man who claim they are a woman can go to a woman's toilet. Is that too much freedom, you think?
I don't think so.
No.
Because the amount of people that do that, I mean, they're so small. And the amount of people that actually harm women is one, and the media gave it a bad rep. And I think people should be able to do that if they want, as long as they're civil and social and do the right thing. And most people, 99.999% of trans people, get it right. They do the right thing.
It's not about the safety. It's about, I wouldn't feel comfortable if I see a man go to a toilet. It's about to defend your privacy.
Defending your privacy. But most of the time you can't tell if someone's trans or not.
Of course you can.
No, most of the time that there are a lot more people that you just pass on the street that you don't realise that they're transgender, and they are.
I think I can.
No, you can, but that's only the people that aren't that are more obvious than others.
I think a bit too freedom with people who want to, change their gender.
Yeah, you could think that, but I mean,
To have surgery.
they're not doing anything wrong.
Yeah, but they take up a lot of social resources.
Social resources, but many of these people do it privately because they don't want to take up social resources.
But they are harming their body.
No, that's not, it's their decision and it's not yours.
I know, but for me...
That's for you, not for them.
I know, but as a person who has so many surgery...
Yeah.
I would feel...
It can see a bit.
Yeah, I can see it's unhealthy to damage your body like that.
That's the same for plastic surgery.
I know.
It's the exact
guess the
same thing.
plastic surgery as well.
But you can't just ban people who have plastic surgery, and you can't ban these people from doing what they want.
Yes, you're right.
So at the end of the day, you may think that they have too much freedom, but I mean, at the end of the day, that's your opinion, and it doesn't make sense to restrict that freedom.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's my opinion. For example,
and we do not want to harm anyone in these opinions. We're open to anyone, and if you got your opinions, please tell us in the comments.
I think I already offended
you angered many people there.
I know.
No, but remember,
I apologize, but I think this is a very sensitive.
Yeah, it's
topic.
a very sensitive topic, and this is a safe space, and we like to give our opinion in a friendly way. And we're not looking to harm anyone. And there are people that know about this thing. There are people that know the transgenderism far more than us. We are no expert. So if you do,
shall we change it to
please
another?
tell us. Okay, let's change. I think we got a little carried away here. But the political. So we've done the political freedom of the UK. Do you want to move on to the political freedom of China?
People would say there's no political freedom in China.
Which, I mean, they're not wrong.
But do I care? No.
Okay.
I don't really care.
So news outlets, media, listen to this. There may not be freedom in China, but do you think for the vast majority of people don't care in China?
I can only say
for you.
For myself.
But for the people you know, do they care?
I don't think so.
You don't
People
think
only
so,
care if they have a good life, if they can afford.
I mean, that's fair.
If they can, live happily. And if they, everything goes well they are in their life. Yeah. That's all they care, I think. If you're talking about, this kind of concept.
Yes.
But you live in such a mess country.
Yeah. I mean, in China, I'd say the affordability is better. The crime rates are definitely better.
It's very peaceful.
And
it's very safe.
From what we know, China's a big country, remember?
Yeah, it's very safe.
But is that a price to pay for freedom?
The price to pay for freedom is...
Would you rather have that or freedom? Basically, that's what I'm asking.
I would like to have that instead of freedom.
Yeah, but...
And plus, I don't feel like someone wants to lock me in a room, put me in this room.
But if you protest, then you do sometimes get arrested.
I don't want to protest.
You don't. but that's coming... I appreciate your perspective because you're a Chinese person. And the direction that China goes in the future is because of Chinese people. They're the ones to decide.
Yeah.
But from a half Chinese person that grows up in a Western view, I think I value freedom higher than people that just want to live a good life. And I think that's what the Western media outlets, that's what they look over.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Do you want to do protest?
I would never protest. I mean, I support some protests because it's for a good cause, like pro-environmental protests. As long as they don't block the roads, I'm fine.
Yeah, look, you do care about how you live.
No.
If they broke a law, they affect your life.
They affect.
So the people only care about their life.
And there's a question: is blocking the road for a good cause worth it for freedom?
No. For me.
For me, I don't know.
So, yeah.
But
look at you. You said you will never do protest.
I would never.
And you don't mind
I support the idea of protest. People should be allowed to protest because people are allowed to speak their views.
You won't be happy if they block the road.
I wouldn't be happy if they blocked the roads, and that is why I would never go on a protest.
But because you care about your life.
That's because
anything.
No. Okay. Yes.
So everyone actually care about their life more than anything.
Yeah, but that's from my perspective. Of course, I'm not.
But it's good to have a good dream.
Yeah.
If you, it's good to become an idealist. Not become an idealist, to have this kind of dream or ideal and fight for it.
Yeah, if you have something that you want, go for it. But one thing that really impacts me is sometimes political freedom does impact someone's day-to-day life. For example, I was raised in the age of the internet. I am the internet native. I know my generation knows how to explore the internet better than anyone else. And when I go to China, that's completely stopped. Things that I want to know, things that I want to do. That really the political freedom, the lack of political freedom in internet, in allowing the internet really bothers me.
That also bothers me because I can't log into
app. Your Western accounts, your apps,
my this and that.
And the crazy thing is that you can get Western apps only if you pay. So if you can't afford these things, then you're just stuck with limited internet access.
I think China should be more confident with themselves because there's nothing to hide.
Yeah, the Great Firewall is an unnecessary feature, and that is the point where political freedom bothers me in my day-to-day life.
But you have to remember, people can be brainwashed, and very easily brainwashed. So they do that because, people can be very easily influenced by internet.
Yes, by the internet. But they only do that so they can influence the people themselves.
Yes.
And they don't have to fight the Western outlets for that.
Yeah.
But also they can allow Google in limited ways. Like in the mid-2010s, they were planning something called Google China, which would allow things that allow Chinese people to do ordinary things to connect with the West. But it would also ban Western news outlets that would criticize the Chinese government, which, I mean, blocking free speech is never a good thing, but I think it's a good compromise. It's a good compromise. Okay, so we've done political and social freedom. There is one last topic that I want to cover, and that is free will. Are we actually free?
There's no such thing called free will.
So you don't think free will exists? Explain.
Free will and freedom is sort of free. There's no absolute free will.
But if you think about it,
free will, you need to be very. You can have free will by yourself. I mean,
are you sure about that? Because let's say you go to the supermarket. Do you go to the supermarket because it's your free will to go to the supermarket? Or do you go to the supermarket only because you've run out of tomatoes?
You see.
So I have a deterministic point of view. Every action you do is determined by a previous action. Like, I'm not free to film this podcast. I only record this podcast because I'm inspired by other people's podcasts, and it is not my free action to do so.
If you define free will like that, I don't think it existed because people is influenced by your
by
environment,
by your
other people, by everything. So if you want to have absolute free will, I don't think you can make it. You can really have it.
Or free will just doesn't exist.
Yeah,
it's
free
just
will doesn't exist if you define free will like in that way.
Okay, so there's a case study at school. I do not know the names. If you know this case, please put it in the comments, because I would love to know. But I heard that was a case of a child murderer. And his defendant in court said it is not his fault. He has no free will. It is only determined by the place where he was brought up. All the actions that came before.
God, that's bullshit.
Okay, so if you define free will like that, then it messes up the legal system.
Yeah, I don't think it should exist if you define free will like that. If he's talking about, then you can kill people only because you want to have a free will and do things to harm other people, take other people's property away.
So that's where the determinists fail. So at the end of the day, in terms of free will, do you believe in the deterministic outcome?
What is deterministic?
Every action is determined by the thing before. Like, you go to the supermarket only because you need tomatoes, not because it's your free will to go to the supermarket.
It's very nice to think you have free will.
Yeah, it is very nice.
but you are determined.
Determined.
Yeah, everybody is determined by other people.
Okay.
For example, we go to San Sebastian because you and Daddy wants to go. I
mean, you agree, but that doesn't mean you have freedom over it.
Yeah, I agree. I want to go because I want to spend time with you guys.
Yes.
But is that my free will?
Is that your free will?
No, is that my freedom? Not really. That's why I don't think that freedom, that there's no absolute freedom.
Okay. You see, I wasn't free to cough. That was determined by a choke in the teeth. Okay.
Yeah, you can't cough because you are recording. That's also determined by this program.
By this program, okay.
Yeah.
So this is the final question. At the beginning of this episode, you said freedom was above love and life. At the end of the episode, do you think freedom is above love and life? Political and social.
I didn't say I think freedom is above. I said there's a saying.
There's a saying. Do you agree with this saying? Yes or no?
At a certain time, I agree. When I don't have freedom, when I feel I don't have freedom. Have you ever felt like you had no freedom? I told you.
Oh, like that. Yeah. That case.
But I do think the most precious thing is life.
I think it's life, love, then freedom.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I'm being blunt right here. And if freedom restricts love and life, then that's not freedom that's important. That's love and life that's important.
I think life is most important because
without life, there's no love or freedom.
Yeah, without a life, it's game over. So
unless you believe otherwise, we're not trying to offend everyone.
You can only fight for freedom if you are alive. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think life is more important than freedom. Yeah. And love?
Love is more important than freedom.
Really?
Because usually freedom restricts love, and sometimes freedom restricts love. And
I think
that's a bad thing, not because you have no freedom, it's because you have no love. Love is above
I think love is very powerful. But it's not as powerful as
freedom?
Well, because freedom causes war, but love doesn't.
Love can cause war.
Really?
But the people's love for God, that causes war.
Yes.
People's love for others. Romeo and Juliet, love caused Romeo and Juliet, Pyramus and Thisbe. Love caused many deaths.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And a person's love for his people can cause in deaths as well. Like, you can't say some people around the world that cause deaths, a political leadership, if he loved his people, then it's still because he loves his country and he wants to serve it.
Yeah.
Well, we're approaching half an hour.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening.
I think I hope
you enjoyed this in-depth discussion, because I did as well. I found it great fun.
I think I wish everyone feel free.
Yeah. But
I wish everyone
live
healthy and feel being loved.
Oh, okay. That's a nice way to end it. Goodbye.
Bye.